A very good afternoon and warm welcome to all of you. I'm CA Dipti Jain from GyaanStation welcomes you in today's webinar. Friends, at present, only two terms are trending too much in social media. Number one, AI, artificial intelligence, and number two is TAR, Tax Audit Report among chartered accountants and tax practitioners. So, what can happen if we combine both these terms together? That is what our today's topic is: how to use artificial intelligence in tax audit. Isn't it interesting? It's very well said that alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Alone, I can go fast. Together, we can go far. So, with a vision to provide consistent knowledge, learning, upgradation, and unstoppable webinars throughout the year, six organizations have joined hands together to serve professionals from diverse fields like chartered accountants, advocates, cost accountant, company secretaries, HR, financial advisors, and many more. We are elated to mention that GyaanStation is conducting this webinar series jointly with Income Tax Bar Association Ahmedabad, All Gujarat Federation of Tax Consultants, Gujarat State Tax Bar Association, and Tax Advocate Association of Gujarat and eMSME platform. Here, I take the privilege to recognize the presence of our guest on the panel, our chief guest, CA Piyush Sonrajji Chajerji, the chairman of Direct Tax Committee of ICAI, CA Pankaj K. Jain, the tax expert from Mumbai and president of JCF Midtown chapter, our today's guest speaker, CA Sameer Chaudhary from Ahmedabad, and all the presidents and managing committee members of all the partner organizations and dear participants. We conduct weekly webinars with an object to update and brush up the knowledge of our professional brothers and sisters. In this busy life, we hardly find time to update ourselves. So weekly 1.5 hour at Knowledge Booster session will act as a confidence booster in day-to-day professional routine. This in turn will help you to deal with clients and requirement in an innovative way. We can proudly say that it's the fourth year of our EdTech platform, and we have received the award for our educational courses for professionals at Bombay Stock Exchange as a woman power in EdTech, and have conducted more than 300 webinars in last 4 years. With these words, I request the President of All Gujarat Federation of Tax Consultants, CA Dr. Vishwesh Shahji, to please address our today's session and welcome our guest and participants. Over to you, Vishwesh.
Thank you, Dipti ji. Good afternoon to all of you. I, CA Dr. Vishwesh Shah, President of AGFTC, welcome you on behalf of GyaanStation, Income Tax Bar Association Ahmedabad, All Gujarat Federation of Tax Consultant Gujarat, Gujarat Cell Tax Bar Association, and Tax Advocate Association Gujarat. Today's chief guest, Piyush Chajerji, is well-known personality and at present Chairman of Direct Tax Committee of ICAI. I am also welcome today's guest of honor, CA Pankaj Jain, President JCAF Midtown Chapter. Today's eminent speaker and my best friend, Techno-savvy CA Sameer Chaudhary ji. I am also welcome CA Dipti Jain, who runs such a wonderful institution since last 2 years by way of GyaanStation and give us knowledge without any effort at the doorstep. I am also welcome to all president and office bearer and committee member of all the association and sponsors. And last but not the least, all participants who join and actively take a participant in this webinar. In today's era, we cannot forget technology. Each subject has two sides, positive and negative. But we focus on the positive side. And this thing we can learn from today's speaker, CA Sameer Chaudhary sir. In what way AI, artificial intelligence, helps us in the tax audit report and reduce our efforts. Don't take much of your time. I welcome you once again from my bottom of heart. Thank you. Happy learning. Over to Dipti ji.
Thank you, Vishweshji, for this wonderful note. Now here I take the privilege to introduce our today's chief guest and a very dear friend, CA Piyush Sonrajji Chajer. He brings 24 years of extensive experience as a senior partner of Messrs. Chajer and Doshi Chartered Accountants, a distinguished chartered accountancy firm located in Mumbai. He is an expert in tax litigations and advisory. He has made significant contribution to the finance and accountancy landscape on both national and international levels. Notably, he is a member of the Central Council of the ICAI from 2022 to 25. Within the ICAI, he has served all the three pivotal standing committees, executive, examination, and finance, showcasing his multifaceted understanding of the profession. Currently, he is the chairman of Direct Tax Committee and chairman of Expert Advisory Committee. He is a member of the Working Committee for the Asian Federation of Accountants and also represents ICAI at AFA. He's contributed extended to the Reserve Bank of India, where he held a key role as a member of the External Advisory Committee for Asset Reconstruction Company. His contribution to the WIRC publication on Vivad Se Vishwas scheme in the year 2020 and his role as a reviewer for FAQs on charitable trust highlights his commitment to the disseminating valuable information. With these words, here I welcome our today's guest, Piyush sir. The dais is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dipti ji, for a wonderful introduction. Wonderful efforts which you are doing in spreading the Gyan. The Gyan is the most important word and very important for the professionals, where the continuous learning is very important. So my compliments to you. Please keep doing this such work. I can see my very close friend. Hello. Yeah, sorry. My voice was lost, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Sir.
Samir Chaudhary again, expert from Ahmedabad, who is doing a very wonderful job, who would be speaking today on a very important subject. And being a chairman of Direct Tax Committee, I can understand what is the complications of tax audit and which how will AI help in removing this complication, making the job easier for the professionals before certifying it. I can also see CA Dr. Vishwesh Shahji and Sridhar. Thank you very much for inviting me. And all the participants, very good afternoon to you once again over here. Now I am speaking today, while I am speaking today, I'm in a Nanded, a very important branch of Maharashtra, and I had come for some program of Direct Tax Committee over here, wherein we were discussing some intricacies of tax audit. Obviously, not AI in tax audit, but we were discussing on tax audit because month of September is already there, and within 30 days, a lot of audit reports would be issued by various professionals. And tax audit has so become dynamic. You just see now, even this year, there has been a revision in Form 3CD, wherein the important amendment of 43B subclause H has been included. Responsibility has put on chartered accountants. The one thing is very sure that the government believes in chartered accountant, and therefore, whenever they feel that the compliance of tax law has to take place, they will make an amendment in Form 3CD because they only trust chartered accountant that they can give the report which will actually help the government in making the correct tax assessment. That's what the objective of tax audit always has been. Whenever I address as a chairman of Direct Tax Committee, I've been telling the people, please do follow it very clearly. It's a trust which government has put on us. There was 100% scrutiny happening when tax audit was not there. But when tax audit came in, scrutiny has completely gone down. It's below 1% today in last 27 years. And that's the trust which has been placed on the auditor's report. And therefore, we have to be very cautious about it. You know, we have a guidance note on tax audit, which is actually applauded by various judgments of Supreme Court and Punjab Haryana High Court, which says that you should follow the guidance note. That if the guidance is given in the guidance note and if SSC is following that, I think so it's the best thing to do that. Similarly, this year we have come with an implementation guide on 43B subclause H. We have come with a guidance note on audit of charitable institutions. My request to all the professional members who are involved in the audit, whether they as a certifying partner or may not be a certifying partner, you should look into that. This guidance notes are to ring fence you. What do you mean by ring fence? Supposing tomorrow you are put to a question, that how did you actually discharge your assurance function? You can always say that I have relied upon this guidance note and implementation guide issued by the ICA. And the process by which this guidance note are developed is quite cumbersome. It is after taking the total public exposure draft, taking public comments, taking comments even from the CBDT, I would tell, and even the tax policy legislation, this guidance note are finalized. And therefore, they are at very high pedestal even before the judiciary. Just I was discussing in Nanded also, it's a small branch containing 200 chartered accountants, and I was telling that please always believe that where your publications issued by ICR are placed and do follow them. It is the trust which is very important. Coming to other initiatives this year, as we know, pre-budget, post-budget memorandum have been presented to the CBDT chairman, and this was the first time when we called the CBDT chairman on the immediate next day of the budget itself to hear his views along with the tax policy legislation joint secretary. This year, we have also started making a weekly representation. My request to all the participants over here, if you have any issues as far as 143.1 is concerned, CPC adjustment is concerned, please do write to DTC of ICR. On a weekly basis, we are making a representation. And the CBDT chairman himself had agreed that on a quarterly basis, we'll see how many representations have come, we'll review the position, how many have been accepted, how many have not been accepted. So that's the way, I think so, way forward for the professions, where we can put forward whatever issues arises. Obviously, you may not be affected party. Affected party is assessee. But that is what we are doing as a profession in helping the government, bridging the gap between the assessee at the one place and the government of the other place. What little we can do apart from our professional practices, whatever are the issues, we should raise it. That's what that I believe in. If somebody feels that those issues will not taken care, I can assure you each and every issue, each and every single email would be looked into it. And it would be actually forwarded to CBDT after a due deliberation thereon. It cannot just go, it cannot be just a forward, but after due deliberation, redrafting, various representations have been made. And that's what little bit of, as a professional, I can give it back to my society by raising the pertinent issue. By not raising a pertinent issue and getting it just writing on social media may not help in to all the members. So my request to you, please do look into it. Obviously, Samirji, you would be speaking on AI. Obviously, it's a very enlightening for me also because being a tax professional and a tax litigator, we are not very conversant when it comes to artificial intelligence. But only what we have thought during when we were doing an audit, that if you want to select a sample, your Excel tools used to help, your idea software used to help. But I'm sure that is much beyond that now, which you are talking about. You would be talking about much beyond Excel tools, much beyond idea tools. I'm sure AI would be much more useful. And please, members, please keep it one thing in the mind. Whenever digitization has happened, it has not reduced, it has not taken work away from us. It has facilitated, in fact, us. It has made our life easier. Nobody files their return on their own. The returns of income and the computation of income will be always drawn by a chartered accountant, whether it is done through a software or through an UI. Because the specialized knowledge which a human brain possesses, nobody can definitely possess. This AI and the softwares are there to help you to give more accurate results in a faster time and without loss of much human resources. That's what I understood up till now. So have a very happy learning. Thank you very much once again, all of you, for giving me this opportunity to address you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful your words. And really, we are glad to know about the how proactively ICAI Direct Tax Committee is contributing for the members. And thank you for making us aware of all the initiatives which have been taken under your chairmanship. And it's glad we are really glad to know that each and every email which is being forwarded by the members have been looked upon, properly verified, and replied, and those suggestions are taken into consideration. Thank you, sir, for sparing your time, and really it's enlightening, added value to our today's topic of tax audit. Now coming on to our expert, CA Pankaj Ji. He is tax expert, and Pankaj Ji is a DISA and LLB and managing partner of SBP and Associates, having offices at Marine Lines and Nariman Point, Mumbai. His core area of practice is direct taxes, and he loves sharing knowledge. His passion to share knowledge took him to teaching profession, which he pursued for more than a decade, teaching intricacies of direct taxes to students of PE and CA final. Now he shares knowledge with fellow professionals at various forums. Presently, he is serving as the president of Midtown chapter and has co-authored a book on charitable trust. And he is quite active, passionate person, fond of music, old Hindi music, and read autobiography in his leisure time. With these words, Pankajji, welcome you on today's session. Over to you.
So, good afternoon, all participants. Thank you, Dipti ji. Let me first congratulate Dipti ji for taking this wonderful session, and not only this wonderful session, but imbibing a culture in the professionals to attend the sessions, organizing the sessions, and bringing all these people together on one platform. So, very, very heartily congratulations to you. So, as Piyush Bhai has very, very rightly pointed out, that this tax audit is not only an assignment, but it is a big responsibility given to us by the government, or especially by the CBDT. And as rightly mentioned, that the number of cases which used to be selected for scrutiny vis-a-vis post-tax audits period has been reduced substantially, because many of the things are presumed to be all accurate and in order. So this increases the responsibility on us, and you will appreciate that over a period of time, simple clauses, 32 simple clauses have been increased to almost 41 clauses, which increase in the scope and the depth of the reporting and other things, which increases more and more burden on us. So, in order to do justice with the work, with the quantum of work and with the quantum of responsibility, I think the use of technology is essential. So as people say that AI is future, I always say that AI is not future, AI is present. If you want to balance your work and life, then definitely AI is one of the most important tools. And I always firmly believe that whenever you can use any technology for any work, please use the technology. Not using the technology is absolutely a irrational thing. So I think AI is a big thing which is coming up for all of us. So I think I congratulate once again Dipti ji for taking up such an interesting topic, and congratulate all of you for participating in it. So happy learning. Over to you, Dipti ji.
Thank you, Pankajji, and thank you for being here. It's good to have experts like you on the panel. Now, coming on that very interesting topic, AI and tax audit by CA Sameer Chaudhary ji from Ahmedabad. So here I introduce Sameer ji to all of you. He's a FCA MCOM LLB DISA and had done diploma in cyber security, and also did certification courses by ICI on buffer and CSR, concurrent audit, bank insolvency, and prevention of money laundering act. And he's also pursuing registered valuer on securities and financial assets, and PhD from GLS College. He's senior partner with Chaudhary and Associates with branches in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Bangalore, and London. The firm is registered with Indian Banks Association as forensic auditors for frauds below 50 CR, above 50 CR, which is among top 200 firms. And he's also visiting faculty in GLS Law College, teaching LLB and LLM students. Also, he is visiting faculty at Rashtriya Raksha University, teaching forensic accounting. And he also runs his own YouTube channel with the name Fintech's Chanakya, and had done more than 500 plus webinars and seminars over various platforms. He's a qualified independent director and also founder, trustee of Health Foundation, serving society since 2014. So with this word, Sameerji, the dais is all yours. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dipti ji. First of all, thank you, GyaanStation and Dipti ji, for inviting me. All the association which are associated with the GyaanStation since long, I know, and the topic AI in tax audit. Special thanks to our chief guest for today, Piyush sir, CCM, and chairperson of Direct Tax Committee, IT by Association Chairman, Sridhar sir, my dear friend, C. Dr. Vishwesh, Pankaj Jain ji, and all. Friends, once we talk about AI in tax audit, first of all, the question arises in our mind, how many of you are using AI currently? the first question which arises in your mind, because AI is something which is not an easy task and not an hard task. I always say both the things, because someone thinks you can, friends, you can just put on a chat box. You can reply on chat box, which we can see. So please message on a chat box. So it will be good, friends. When we're talking about AI in tax audit, something which is very much different, friends, because already man has an intelligence. But when talking about some machine, artificial intelligence is something different, and it makes an impact on people, because any task which is to be done by a normal person, he may take 4 hours, 5 hours, or 2 hours, depends on the task and the ability he has. But talking about machinery, it has a different task. I always believe one thing, please mark my word, AI can never replace the human being completely. It can do the task up to 70, 80%, 90%. Yes, Vijayji, great. You are using that, superb. But please note one thing, friends, it cannot replace 100%. What is the reason behind that? Because all human beings have a different sense of knowledge, have a different attitude and different thing. Because this AI is taking a feedback from us only, from the person like you and me. It is always said, chartered accountant or an accountant is one of the, I would say, smartest mind of the world. And chartered accountant examination is one of the toughest exam of the world. So obviously, if you are CA or doing an audit work or tax consultant or CMA or any profession, friends, the session is for all of us, because it's a season where we are sitting on 28th of the month and we are in the verge of completing an audit. I will not only use the word tax audit, but an audit. And sometimes it happens that we forget many things, because insan hai, how much thing we will remember. And at that time, this AI is going to help us. Please note, we don't have to replace the AI from us. We need to make an assistance with the AI. Means it will help us as an assistant of us, then it will be good for us. What happens mostly? People don't take care of that, friends. They simply think that AI is there, it is going to do my work. But please note that even human being make a mistake. Error is a part of life. गुजराती देश है कहावत, मनुष्य मात्र भूलने पात्र. But when talking about machine, even it makes a mistake. Yes, because it's a computer, it's a machine learning language which works on GIGO basis. Means garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you will feed will revert on that part. So if the question you are putting is not proper, the answer will not reveal properly. Talking about the same, whether AI can prepare the whole tax audit report, there are few softwares are there which can may be helpful on that part, but not all. What we are going to discuss today, introduction to AI in tax audit, from when it has been started, what help it makes to us. AI tools used in tax auditing, there are many. I have numbered few of them, which is authorized by ICAI or it is on the ICAI platform. Automation and error reduction, whether it can be helpful to me for using as an automation tool, or error reduction for me, whether it will be working as a predictive analytics for me, or for some tax planning where I can help my client to guide on that, whether you are not wasting your money on this part, there can be tax planning on that. In this way, you can save your tax, which can be, I would say, a tax planning. I'm not talking about tax avoidance or tax, I would say, evasion, but simply I'm talking about, friends, tax planning, which can be done with this or not, and challenges and implementation strategies for this. Talking on the same, friends, first topic, introduction of AI in tax audit. When talking on the same, AI in tax auditing enhances the audit process by automating tasks, analyzing large data sets, and detecting discrepancies or fraud, if any, leading to increased accuracy and efficiency. Let's say if we want to do audit of some large corporate where there is a lakhs of transactions, we will take time to review that. But if it is through AI process, it will reduce our task. It will automate that thing. But yes, even it reduces human error and allows auditor to focus on more complex tasks, improving overall compliances and effectiveness for the same purpose. So talking about the same, what is the significance of AI in tax audit, whether it is actually useful for us? I will not say only about the preparation of a tax audit report, but the process of doing an audit for us, including the documentation on that part. So what are the methods to AI-driven practices? People are shifting normally from traditional audit methods to AI-driven practices because reason is very simple, friends. Because AI significantly enhance the efficiency by automating routine tasks, reducing the time and effort required for audits. We have learned, friends, we all know one thing, that there is a task and there is a thing that even an IT company like TCS, Wipro, and all have started to use AI in their daily tasks, and even they are laying off many employees. So whether there should be something good, kuch to acha hoga, because of which AI is useful, obviously. But whether AI can replace completely, not at all. It also improves accuracy by minimizing human errors and offering deeper insights through advanced data analytics. So it is helpful for doing an advanced data analysis for us. And even AI's ability to handle large volumes of data and detect anomalies or fraud early makes it a powerful tool for ensuring compliance and staying ahead in a rapidly evolving regulatory landscape. And friends, when talking on this part, it really makes an impact for any person because AI has an ability. Yes, it has an ability and it is going to work on that part, friends. Talking further on that part, friends, how AI in tax audit have evolved. When talking about the evolution of that, you will simply find, friends, that in the early years of 1990s, initial use of rule-based systems for simple audit have started. Then talking about the growth phase in the 2000s, where introduction of data mining techniques, broader adoption of AI for even fraud detection have started. Because we know nowadays government do not expect us that CA is a watchdog and not a bloodhound, but our government and even the corporate governance expect from us that we should be a bloodhound. And in case any fraud is taking place, at least we should smell that. In normal audit, it's not possible. So this will help you. If someone will assist you in telling that there seems to be some fishy thing, if talking about a forensic part, this is called a red flag. You all have watched the serial, the famous serial of Sony TV, CID, and there are two characters, the famous character on that era. One was Daya, and second is ACB Pradyuman. Where in case of any incident happened or any case happened, the ACB Pradyuman always says Daya, kuch to gadbad hai. And when such a thing happens, friends, when such a thing happens, then at least we will focus on that part. That is called a red flag. And so if AI will help you in that, then it is going to helpful to me. Let's say you're doing an analysis of data and it says that out of this 1 lakh transactions, the party have made 60% transaction from X party. It has made 20% transaction with the Y party. And there's very limitation transactions with the Z party. So obviously we will come to understand one thing, that we have to focus much more on X party, and which will reduce our task or our focus will increase more on that transactions. It will show you that what is the receipt amount and the payment amount on that thing and how it has came. And it is going to help me even on that part, friends. Same of talking about 2010, that is a modern era we are talking about. Machine learning algorithm used for predictive analysis, integration with big data for more accurate audits. Because when it comes to a big data, people get confused and we have a limited time. Talking about listed entities, we know every quarterly we have to give a LRR to them. We have to submit LODR to SEBI and all these stuffs. So people have a reasonable shortage of time, but they have to do the task properly on that time. Use of AI for real-time auditing, enhanced capabilities with AI-driven insights and even an automation on that part, friends. What are the pros of AI in tax auditing? And friends, let me tell you, all such creative have been prepared through AI only to show you that AI can create the images and flyers which even a human being cannot prepare easily. And all these images have been prepared free of cost for me, not paying any special amount to anyone. So, what are the benefits of using AI in tax auditing? First and most important, it increases my efficiency. I'm going to show you the practical examples by using one or two softwares where you can understand whether it helps me in increasing my efficiency or not. It enhances the accuracy of the work because machine will not make a mistake if we are not putting a wrong input. So please note, so sir, whether we don't want to check anything, obviously there should be maker and checker. So even here we have to take that care of. Third is the advanced data analysis. So there is a data analysis on an advanced part, not as a simple method. Early fraud detection that can be done by doing a red flag or something special on that part, friends. There is a cost saving because if we are talking on that, so there is a cost saving which saves the cost of any person. If I'm keeping 3% in that audit part, and if I'm using an AI, so it will help me to reduce my time on that. Then comes a scalability of that because my scalability will increase. It will help in the real time monitoring of the things because real time thing is required for any person. People think why I'm taking a theory initially because at least a participant should know why it is useful for me. When I'm talking real time monitoring, so it takes that if I have put some specific control on that part, it's going to help me. And even the regulatory compliance can be understood by them much better than a single person because we know there are many multiple acts are there. And to have to remember all the deadlines, all the timelines of the act, all the points, all the forms of the act is really hard for a person. Even if there are 100 clients of yours and you have 100 DSC, so even you will forget. It's a practical issue, friends, that we know that we will forget when the DSC is going to renew, but it's going to expire and I have to renew for a client. But if it's a use of some AI, it is going to help people in different dimension. Same with the AI. I'm not discussing the same thing again. AI tools, which is mostly used during our tax auditing, are separate and different one. The most important and powerful tool right now is a CA GPT. Means we know that with the help of our current president of ICI, CA Ranjit Kumar Agrawal ji, and vice president of our ICI, CACS Charanjot Nanda sir, and even talking on separate part that lead by Nivas Sharma sir and Umesh Sharma sir, that AI in ICI is a concept of current work. And it is most important for us to understand that how CA in GPT can be helpful for us because they have made free of cost for all the members and students for using these AI tools. And this AI tools helps a lot to everyone. How it is going to helpful to us and how it is going to make the impact on that, we are going to discuss on that. Talking further on that, friends, few questions that we are going to take care this is whether AI can help in deriving samples in audit for me, whether it will provide the list of documents required in audit for me, whether AI can make the audit report, or it can assist me in preparing audit report, whether AI can make a format of Caro report and even fill up through the financials or not, how AI will analyze the financial statements or comparison of the last 2 years of any data, and whether AI can help in preparing a tax audit report or not. These are the few questions. Even if you need some more questions, you will just put on here. We are going to discuss even on that part, friends. Moving further on that, second tool is a Suvit.ai. Suvit AI is a two-way sword for us. It is even helpful in an accounting purpose and even for analysis of a data for us. Where it can be helpful, it is an advanced AI-driven platform designed to streamline and automate financial and accounting process for the business. By leveraging cutting-edge machine learning algorithms, so with AI simplifies tasks such as invoice management, expense tracking, and financial reporting, which enables company to save time and reduce errors. It is essential tools for organizations looking to enhance efficiency and maintain accurate financial records effortlessly, which is going to assist an auditor for that part, which can be helpful for various things like data entry automations, document management, GST reconciliation, which will even help us to know whether this credit will be taken or which will not be allowed under section 17 subsection 5 or not of the CGST Act, having a various reports and analytics, and it's a cloud-based software by ICI. Let's dive into practical demonstration, starting with this one, that is a CA GPT, friends. When talking about CA GPT and few of the questions with that, how to use that, let me say my another screen, friends. Hope my next screen is visible to all. If we are just putting CA GPT on the screen, you will find such a screen where it is showing CA GPT AI in ICAI. Just click on this. You'll find a website of ICAI. Just come down. There's a two login, member login and student login. Let's start with the member login and just enter your membership number, friends. When entering that, it will ask you for a mobile OTP verification. You'll get a message from that. I have got a message. I'm just typing that and it will start with this. Now you'll find a different CA GPT for different work. For example, it is for accounting standard board. It is different one for auditing and assurance standard board, which is useful for today work is that corporate law and corporate governance committee is there, direct tax work, expert advisory committee is there, GST and direct tax committee member, student service directed. So for all the work, you will find we have an official ICAI GPT work. So today in our session, we have to focus much more on auditing and assurance standard board. So clicking on that. Once we click this, friends, we need to know that how it can be helpful to me. Talking on that, if let's say you ask him few things, that what are the documents required for an auditing purpose. So let's just think it's a second person with whom you are discussing, nothing else, friends. If you're discussing with some person, so how you will communicate with them? Let's say I have some friend whose name is GPT and I'm talking to him. I will ask, hello, I have been appointed as an auditor, or I have been approached by XYZ and company to do its audit work. What are the documents required for conducting audit? Kindly guide me. Just understand, I don't know anything. I just put a basic questions. Hello, I have been approached by XYZ and company to do its audit work. What are the documents required for conducting audit? Kindly guide me. Means I'm simply mentioning that I'm a dumb person and how he can help me or not. So now it has started now. To conduct an audit for XYZ and company, you will need to gather and prepare the following key documents. What are they? First is the engagement letter. Now even it is telling that a formal agreement outlining the terms, scope, and responsibility of the audit engagement. Audit planning documents, financial statements and accounting records. Comparative. Financial statements and accounting records, supporting documents for transactions, which includes invoices, contracts, receipts, bank statements, payroll records, and tax returns to verify the accuracy and validity of transactions recorded in the financial statements. Internal control documents, if any, written representation from it, that is MRL, it is talking about previous audit reports, legal and regulatory documents, for example, compliance reports and working papers from prior audits, if applicable, to understand any recurring issues or significant changes in the company's operations, legal and regulatory documents. Even it includes, please note friends, most important, many people misses on this, that such as license, contracts, minutes of meetings, and any correspondence with any regulatory bodies, risk assessment, maturity concepts, audit program, and even a checklist. Fine, we got this thing. So let's mention, I don't know that what is the format of putting an engagement letter. And if it is an peer reviewed firm, and if today there is a need of a peer review, then we have to know what is the value of that. And many people, many chartered accountants, many consultants don't know how to prepare that properly. And even they have mentioned two more questions with us: steps for audit planning and explain audit processes. So let's start from that only, steps for audit planning. That I want to start an audit planning. How to do that? I just clicked on that, whether it is helping me or not. Because for doing audit, we need to make a proper planning that is required, and people misses on that. When talking on that, friends, response one is a critical phase of the audit process, and it sets the foundation of the entire audit and the steps involved. What are they? Understanding the entity and its environment, fine. Means gather information, assess business risk, understanding internal controls, which includes evaluate controls, determine control reliance, preliminary analytical procedures, that is conduct analytical reviews, assess materiality, risk assessment means identify significant risk, document risk assessment, development and audit strategy, set the scope, allocate resources, determine audit approach, prepare the audit plan, communicate with the client, update knowledge and skills, set the audit timetable, which people do not keep. Friends, please note, documents the plan, properly document all aspects of the audit planning process, including risk assessments, strategies, and audit procedures to be performed, and review and approve the same. Second, even response it has given me, that how it can be helpful to me, which includes the client's business, industrial environment, operations, understanding internal controls, risk assessment of anything. That means identify inherent and control risk. Friends, please understand one thing. When we are starting any kind of audit, whether this planning we are making or not, if you're not creating a planning, it can be possible that there can be a smaller size of audit and bigger size of audit. But if you're keeping this in our audit plan, and we guide our juniors, because all the work is not done by chartered accountants, but by their associates, by their juniors, by the interns and all this stuff. So if we are preparing this thing, it can be helpful to us. So let me ask him, when can you prepare checklist to be by my filled up by my office team, so that no any point I misses during above planning. Let's see what it says. Friends, now it's a audit planning checklist for us for any kind of tax audit or something like that. Now, whether you person have filled it up the details or not, you will find means a client information, business risk, internal control and evaluations, control reliance decisions, preliminary analytical procedures means analytical review, material assessment, risk assessment, that is risk identification for them, means whether identify risk of material misstatement at the financial statement assessment levels. Please note, friends, risk identification we are unable to note and even specify during our audit, even in a tax audit. And what are the risk is there, even our team or sometimes we misses on that part. So if you will have this checklist in your audit planning, you can easily and you can define on that part. Document the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures to address identified risks, scope and objective of our work, to whom we are allocating as a resource in our team, what is the audit approach they are taking, whether it is a control or substantive testing, means we are doing a sampling on that part or the 100% checking on that, whether the use of audit software is there, sampling techniques are there, other audit tools we are using, what are the audit plan prepare, how we are preparing that plan, how we are making a client communications, knowledge and skill updates on that part. What are the audit timetable we have prepared, team briefing, documentation, audit documentations are there, and review and approval. Friends, great. It we have understood. Now let's think on that we have to start a work of any client, and we have received the data. And before that, you have to prepare an engagement letter. You have to have an engagement letter. You have to appointment letter of any client, all these stuff, which is mentioned over here. You'll find over here, friends. Engagement letter is there, client meeting is there. So how many of you are preparing for a client that thing? Even if you don't know how to prepare that, at the end I'm going to show you the same part at that process, friends. Don't worry. Talking on further on this thing, friends. Talking further on this thing, friends. Let's check that there is a tax audit part in my firm and I have to prepare that. For example, whether AI can make the audit report for any person or not. Let's check that. And we have query sometimes whether 44AD is applicable to it, 44AB is applicable to it, and we have query on that. So if you will ask this GPT on that part whether वो applicable है कि नहीं, it is going to help you on that. Let's say my client has a turnover of, let's say, to 1.5 crores, and I need to make a tax audit of his entity. Please guide me under which section we have to audit the same. Means he asked us such a questions. Though now it is going to help us with that. That what is a key point for tax audit under section 44AB, how it is going to make the applicability and all these stuff. So we will come to know on that part. Please see that. Ensure that you review the cash transaction percentage to confirm entity falls within the 5% criteria. If does the higher threshold applies, and the tax audit may not be necessary unless the turnover exceeds 10 crores. So all these things is defined by this, which is going to make us an easy going on that. Now let's ask for the documents for Form 3CD. There are all the documents required for Form 3CD. We don't understand कि भाई मुझे क्या क्या चाहिए and कहाँ क्या मुश्किल होगी for doing my tax audit part easily. So now I came to know on this part that it requires for general information, for example, basic details of the entity, that is PAN, TAN, and GSN of the entity, address, contact, legal status, constitution, books of accounts, which means ledgers, journals, cash book, bank statements, trial balance, financial statements means audited balance sheets, P&L, cash flow statement, notes to accounts and schedules accompanying the financial statements, then details of income and expenditure, sales register, purchase registers, details of income from other sources, expenditure part we want, statutory payments means proof of payment for statutory dues such as GST, TDS, EPF, ESI, and other government dues, TDS challenge, GST and related working papers. Most important for us is related party transactions, which will help us in a list of related parties, along with nature and details of transactions with them, copies of agreements or contracts with related parties, depreciation record if any, loans advance, all these things you will find, friends. In detail you are getting कि मुझे क्या क्या चाहिए, what are the things you require in that. Now let's say after this thing, I want to derive some sampling data for any client. Okay, so let me show you in a simple way कि I got some data for some client, how we can work on that part, friends. There's some product wise report is there. Okay, this is a spreadsheet, and I want to derive a sample. So let me have a proper sampling task. And कौन कौन से सैंपल लेते हैं वो नहीं पता मुझे प्रॉपरली. मेरी टीम को मुझे सिखाना है कि सर सैम्पलिंग कैसे करना है कोई चीज को ऑडिट करने के लिए. तो इवन आई विल बी ना वेरी मच कंफ्यूज ऑन दैट पार्ट. सो लेट्स सी कि क्या हो सकता है क्या नहीं, कैसे इजीली हो सकता है. व्हेन टॉकिंग ऑन दैट पार्ट, लेट मी शो यू कैसी सीट है मेरे पास में फ्रेंड्स. पहले ये मैं क्या अभी नहीं मिला काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट में क्या नहीं जो एक बार I'm mentioning kindly assist me in doing the sample for any data and what are the methods I can use for doing for deriving a sample in an audit. Assist me for that. ये मैं वाकई जगह आयुष नहीं तो क्यों डेटा है जीएसटी में कोई डेटा there may be some error with this file, so it's showing unable to display visualizations. Now it is showing me there are a common sampling methods in audit which are random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, MUS, that is multi-unit sampling, haphazard sampling. Steps to derive the sample is understand the population, which are they, about the clients, transaction, etc. in your data set, determine the sample size, choose the sampling method, apply the sampling method in that. Ratan ji, I am telling you, sir. Don't worry, I am telling you on that part, sir. Please. Then example of applying random sampling of your data on this much. If you don't want to work on that, only a simple way we can do. Let me again check about the sampling data from my team side. There's a GST 1 tally data for some client is there. Okay, let me upload that here. It's a tally CSV file is there. Okay. Well, please derive sample from the above to do an auditing. You can find, friends, there is a particular buyer voucher type, voucher number is there, different thing is there. Now it will tell me that how it is deriving that. Please note. Please check that how much time it is taking. It is taking a minimal time. And with the accuracy that if you has 500 rows and you want to sample 10%, that is 50 rows, it is going to take after selecting, after sorting the data by random number columns, select the top 50 rows. These 50 rows will be your sample for auditing, testing, all this then. Okay. Now let me make it. Please provide me list of samples from above sheet. It is providing me a method, but mostly it is going to check that. Let me open that sheet and use it so that now we can understand properly, friends. Give me a moment. Let's say it's a file. I'm copying a few of the data out of that. Control C and pasting it here. what it is taking. If you have 47 rows, sort out of data by the random sample. Now let's say I want to convey with the help of stratified sampling. Please guide me. Hmm? Okay, sir. So it is going to guide me on that part, and there is some issue with that. Else it is providing us the whole Excel file with a random sampling part. Even yesterday we have find that with the help of this data, it is giving us a list of sample which is required for doing auditing. Friends, moving further on other part of our work, friends, that whether it can make the audit report for us or not. So let us ask. I am an auditor for XYZ Limited. Can you please provide us with the TCB or TCA report
Okay, I found this on the web for 3C.
for the client and also the notes we want to mention just think I have just mentioned the things whether it is preparing for me or not. Please check, friends. CCA is used when the accounts of the entity are required to be audited under any other law such as the Companies Act or 2013, when the entity's accounts are not required to be audited under any other law but are audited solely under the Income Tax Act. Now it is required to have its accounts audited under the Companies Act. You would typically use Form 3CA, however others for 3CB. Now 3CA, it is showing the points of that with all the statements you will find, friends. Now for 3CB, it has given me a format notes to be mentioned in that. What is the basis of accounting? Revenue recognition is what? Depreciation, how they are mentioning that. Going concern assumption is there or not. A qualification, if any. It is showing me specifically. Mention any specific observations or qualifications regarding the financial statements, such as discrepancy in inventories, discrepancies in financial records, or any instances of non-compliance with accounting standards. Include any specific notes required as per the Income Tax Act or the Companies Act. I have got some query of some person for valuation inventory at cost on NRB. How Sage GPT can help practically? Sir, it can help practically on that part. Let's say I have this point. If we are talking on that part, let's check a very simple way that if we are writing that client has an inventory of 20 crores as an inventory of 20 crores, which is valued as per LIFO method, and it has a pharmacy business where the value of the inventory is 15 crores, where the selling price 20 crores and NRV, or I don't want to use the word NRV, or the selling price which I will get from market is, let's say, 12 crores. Kindly guide me whether the valuation done by client is proper or not. or what method or essay or in AS to be made applicable and notes to be mentioned so that I don't have or mention so that my risk will be low. Let's see, sir. As per the question asked by a senior CA, Ratanji K. Rathi, sir. Sir, doing the same only. Please check. Applicable accounting standard is there, that is Ind AS 2. It is simply showing that my FA questions, the NRV is the selling price. Method of valuation LIFO is not permitted under Ind AS 2. For inventory valuation, instead, Ind AS 2 allows the use of FIFO method or the weighted average cost method. Analysis of the client solution with 20 crores using LIFO, but under Ind AS, inventory should be valued at the lower of cost of NRV. Given that the market selling price, which is likely the NRV, is 12 crores, the inventory should be written down to rupees 12 crores. Action required: adjust inventory valuations, that the inventory should be revalued to rupees 12 crores, reflecting the NRV as per Ind AS 2. Change of valuation method: the client must change the inventory valuation method from LIFO to either FIFO or weighted average cost as per the requirement of Ind AS 2. I haven't mentioned the Ind AS, it is showing. Even talking about risk mitigation, they are talking about audit documentation, ensure that the evaluation is properly documented and that the rationale for the adjustment is clearly stated in the audit working papers. Communication with the management is required. Discuss the requirement to adjust inventory valuation. Manual representation is required with them confirming that notes to be included in the audit report. Inventory valuation notes should be mentioned over there. Disclosure of change in accounting policy, impact of financial statements, value by 8 crores and a corresponding decrease. Reference to relevant standards is there, where Ind AS 2 inventories effect is to be mentioned. Consideration under SA 450 means evaluation of misstatements identified during the audit. Means if the client does not agree to adjust the inventory valuation, consider the impact of this uncorrected misstatement on the financial statements and whether it is material. This could lead to a qualified or adverse opinion depending on the materiality. Friends, please note, there was a very basic query which I have pondered here. As per the query from a sir, everything has been shown over here. Now, if I have a query that these all are the part of software used by us, please shed lights on other aspects. Thus, sir, these all are the aspects which we used to miss somewhere or something like that. AI is going to help you on making this thing effective, more effective. How ChatGPT will help us compare the TDS as per books and as per TDS written for clause 34 of 3CD. Sir, if talking about that, if you are putting your data over here and even a data of that company, with that, it can compare for you on that with the verge of all the points on that. Let's say if talking on that part, we have seen about this methods of a sampling that they have adjusted, and this part, let's say you want to know that which are the essay that can be applicable to us and what are the points we have to mention, so that all the reply will be done by AI for you. Please note, friends. Further, if I'm talking to you that you want to compare some balance sheet or some P&L analysis of the same, let's check whether we can do it or not. Let's see, friends. There is very basic data of two companies. We want to compare that. Let's say I want to do audit, tax audit. Can you please assist in analyzing the data for audit purpose? Suraj Gupta ji, please. I'm telling you on that. Friends, you can see that to assist with analyzing the data for tax audit, general approach you can follow, they are telling us. Login just a moment, friends. Let me again start my chat GPT because it is may not be showing that version. Give me a moment, please. Login में आओ। यहाँ पर आओगे हमारे पास से। Start here. Same thing. I am again adding friends. Give me a moment. Now you can see, friends, all the data has been shown over here. Hope you can see all these stuffs. Now it is working for me that I will analyze both the balance sheet and P&L account. I will starting by loading and examining the contents of each file to provide insights. Let's start with the balance sheet analysis by cleaning up the other things. I have to just sit and it will show me what is there. More structured format of a liabilities, assets, liability value, and assets value. The P&L account, it is showing me on that part particulars, values, direct income and indirect expense details. And now it is showing me. It's showing me the findings of that. Ready? All the things which was there, categories such as accounting fees, audit fees, article stipends are detailed with their respective values. They are telling me. Now they are telling me that what are the balance sheet summaries there. Capital account, no specific value mentioned. Nikhil and Patel liabilities values minus 664418.63. Means it is showing me that it has a negative value. Total fixed assets of so and so amount, comprised of this part, furniture fixtures, printer software, total gross profit is there. Total indirect expense is what, article stipend is what, consultancy expense, other expense. The balance sheet shows a detailed breakdown of assets, including fixed assets, such as so and so. On the liability side, the account for Nikhil and Patel shows a significant negative balance. Even the P&L account highlights key income and expense with a gross profit of so and so and indirect expense amounting to so and so. The net profit for the firm stands at so and so. If you need a more detailed analysis of specific insight, feel free to ask. If I want to ask him more, that can you help that any expense or balance sheet item we need to audit or analyze more. Let's put that thing. What details it is providing me, friends? Let's check. Yes, friends, it is showing balance sheet area to audit. The entry for Nikhil and Patel shows a single negative balance of so and so. A negative liability often indicates either an error or liability that was overpaid. This should be closely examined to understand why the balance is negative and whether any adjustments are needed or not. Even it shows my depreciation review is required, but if a fixed asset is proper or not, capital account, P&L account, consultancy expense, ensure that all consultancy expenses are backed by proper contracts, invoice, and justification. Since this is a significant expense, it should be verified for legitimacy and accuracy. Article print, what it says, that verify whether the stipends paid are in line with the agreements made with the articles or not. And so all payments are compliant with applicable laws and regulations. Expense breakdowns and indirect expense. Audit high value items like audit fees, consultancy, and article stipends should be audited to ensure accuracy and compliance with the internal policy of a company, net profit, related to industry standards, recommendations, all these things you will find with a very basic data it has provided us. So if we are uploading any detailed things, sir, Jagdish Solanki ji have asked me, can you provide some prompt templates for that? Okay, sir, I will provide you if you want. But most important thing, how we are asking a question to them, and I am using the paid version of ChatGPT. I request if you are using for your client purpose, please use the paid version of a ChatGPT, which costs you $20 per month, because it's a case study that some person have started to use ChatGPT free of cost. I'm not talking about CAGPT. It is already paid version. But if you want to use it extensively, if possible, use the paid version. It has many features, even more than that. It is going to help. So from tally data, you have to sir extract at least, Darshita ma'am. Then it can be helpful. Suraj ji will ask you, I want to prepare detailed check for audit of a company under Companies Act. Is it possible to do with the help of CGPT? Sir, I just putting the same question which Suraj ji have asked to the team currently. Let's see what it provides. Okay. I have copied his question over here and just putting here in a message. The same thing. I want detailed checklist for company. Checklist for audit of a company. Let me mention the same thing, friends. But sir, if people think that now everything will be provided to us, no. Even in a daters and caters list, there are many things I am going to show you where even Excel can be helpful to you. Hope Suraj ji, you will find your replying with this thing. I have simply does the question you have. And these are all the template things you can provide over here. Please check all these things. If Jigisa ji, if you are having a paid version, it is 100% safe of any client. But if it is not a paid version, there can be some, I would say, issue with the data. And since we are keeping even an article with the 4,000 rupees of stipend every month, keeping such a person, that thing is going to help us on that. You'll find that statutory compliance, financial reporting, internal controls, corporate governance, related party on the maintenance of the books, create the checklist of incorporate the structure, statutory records, financial statements, board of directors, all the things as checklist they have provided us, friends. Hope it is going to help us. Now, sir, I don't want know how to take a MRL from a client. Let's say. Then let's mention over here. I want to ask a client MRL for audit purpose. Prepare an extensive MRL for an audit purpose. Nothing to specify the things. If you have data of a client you are putting, they will even provide you with the figure. Just check, friends. This much detail normally we do not mention or point out in this, friends, where it is helping me on that part. Hope it is going to help us when we are doing any kind of audit in this. Sir, CAGPT is free for everyone. Yes, sir. But even I'm using the paid version of this chat GPT and even using with this thing, so it is going to help me much more. Will CGPT be able to provide us the direct format of tax report where we can directly fill our client's data? Okay, Jamin sir, let me do that for you. It is providing. I was mentioning that only initially by helping you with the formats, but some member have mentioned that nah, this is already available in the software. Now, please keep on for customization. Company specific details is required. Additional representation is required. So all these jobs are required to be submitted over there. Moving further on this thing, friends. Let's say I want to have a fill up. I want 3CB and 3CD or
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
for XYZ and company having following financials, and my name is Samir Chaudhary, an auditor from the firm Chaudhary and Associates LLP, and signing report on 28 August 2024. Always remember, specific is terrific for anything. I want to put a note for non-maintenance of stock registered properly, and also not updating of fixed asset register basic things I have mentioned. How they're replying, please check, friends. The report is in preparation of this. You can see, friends. Yes, Dipti ji, CA is a paid version of ICA, freely available for ICA members. Yes, it is free for ICA members, but it has some limitations because it is for gaining a knowledge on that part. But to prepare all these stuff, if you are having a paid version, it will be helpful to you. Else, even CA is free for all the members. Please note, it's not taking account the amendments in DT. Does it consider? Yes, it will take consider that amendment in DT, but it will take some time, Amit. Please note. Can we use AI for vouching exercise on the given data? Yes, it can be helpful, but it can only compare, reconcile, and give you the report of that. It is not going to show you all the vouchers on that part. There are specific softwares which are paid softwares which may assist you in somewhere. In the initial level, I have told you, friends, that everything cannot be done by the AI. There is an human interference that is compulsory required on that part. I have written the name of the firm, name of the SSC, address I haven't mentioned, assessment year, date of audit report already mentioned, so and so, profit loss of the XYZ and company. It is telling me to insert an address in this. Please note the subject to the following option. Please note, I haven't mentioned everything what they have mentioned. The stock register has not been maintained properly during the year under audit. The records were found incomplete and inconsistent, which may affect the accuracy of the closing stock valuation. Second, I have just put the name fixed, not fixed as a register. They have taken itself because it's an audit part. The fixed asset register has not been updated during the financial year. This could lead to discrepancy in the reported values of fixed assets in the financial statements. In the case of balance of the state of affairs of so and so. Now coming to 3CD part, again, it is showing stock in trade, audit observation qualification is already mentioned over here also from clause 35 and clause 14. Date of signing the report, signature and seal of the person already prepared this. Please note, friends. It is asking me to put my membership number, which is required, FRN number. Notes is there. Let me put prepare 3CD form with clause wise details with my reply in the same. Hope it is giving me with the reply of the things. You can check, friends. Even clause of section 44 AB under which the audit has been under clause 44 ABA. Profit and loss account includes any profit and gains accessible on a presumptive basis, and if so, under which sections? Reply no. The following books of accounts have been maintained. Books of accounts are maintained as so and so address. List of books of accounts were examined. The company follows a mercantile system of accounting. Depreciation has been provided on fixed assets as per the rates prescribed under the Income Tax Act. Compliance with ICDS as compared with Illinois ICDS provision applicable under the Income Tax Act. All these things you will find that basic reply has been prepared. Okay. Now I have to check the ICDS clause. I have some issue with ICDS clause. Prepare a notes for the same which will mitigate my responsibility as an auditor. Let's see what it replies to me. Photo. Can you see, friends? For only for ICDS, if I want to put how many page it can fill up for me, it is going to help any person in that part. Hope you all are getting me. What I want to convey, friends. Because possibly I cannot do all this. How to protect client data privacy issues? Sir, if you want to take assurance for a client data privacy issues, use the paid version. ChatGPT 4.0, it is going to help you. Sir, see the screen, Rajneesh ji. It is seen to everyone. Please check your system once, please. I request you for that. Now let's see the second software since we have positive time. Subiti. Subit AI is also another software. Let's say the data of some AIMS can associates for some company where we have uploaded some data. Okay. If I'm analyzing that thing, that what can be helpful to me or not, let's say. Let me sign in. These are things of a data we have already kept for some basic things. What are there, details are there, transactions are there. They will show me that how many masters or ledger is there or not. All the ledgers they are showing me properly on that part. Documents, analysis. When coming on analysis part, you will see the sales part. So that at least person can understand from April to September, I have put the recent data in this. So on monthly part, it is showing me that it has a 15 lakh of sales. It comes to 1544. It comes to 6 lakh 90,000. Then comes 688. All this part, payable versus receivable. Payable is 24,214. Receivable is nothing. What about purchase? Cash flow is there or not? Sales versus credit note. It is showing me current assets amount is what? Means I can see that here my current assets is negative. So it puts some red flag in the mind of a person. Moving further on this thing, let's say transaction analysis I'm doing. So it shows me that how many transactions are there, how it is going to happen in this. Sales versus purchase data is there, how much payment is there, how much receipt is there. I can check this. On payment part, it is showing me a party-wise details of that. Insurance expense, Samari Chaudhary, suspense account, stipend is there, something, some details that will specify me on that. On accounting details, they are showing me that Kotak Mahindra Bank is having this balance, negative balance, cash balance is there. What are the top performance for my client? Let's say Rameswar Infra Creation, Girish Enterprise, Bank of Baroda, all these things. So I can at least understand that what do the things I want to say. Let's say I want to see the 10 clients. Easily we can see that here, friends. Trends analysis. You can find all the trends analysis of any client here. Summary aging, group trends is there, leisure trend is there or not. Reports we can get if you want. So it is going to help on that part, friends. This is going to help me. My total sales is, let's say, 61 lakh rupees. Trade note is 2,59,000. We can export this data and it is going to help me with the help of such a software. Hope it is helpful to us, friends. Suresh ji, it is available in Tele Prime, but how to make it easy way is the most important thing. Fees of paid version. So I have already mentioned fees of paid version is $20 per month, which I am paying right now. Further, friends, we have note this. Moving further, if you have some query regarding, let's say, applying essay in your audit part. So if I am doing an audit for a client having turnover of, let's say, 20 crores or 9 crores, not a 10 crores even. Okay. Kindly guide me which essays are applicable to it and make a summary to ask from him or to check. If you're putting only this thing here, that it is going to help me or not, let's check, friends. Essay 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. Hope you are getting in everything. I'm getting a small way. Let's say if it's a communication with those charged with governance, document and communicate key audit findings, risk identified, and any significant issues with the board or audit committee. Everything we will get in an easy manner with this thing. But if we think all the work will be done by AI, that is not possible. It is here, I have already told you, friends, it is here to assist us. There are many tools and software which is even help you in preparing a balance sheets and all these stuff on different later. Checklist for client or audit procedures, books of accounts, internal controls, audit evidence, related party transactions, comparative figures, management discussions, all these things it is showing. Another question, friends. Firm turnover is rupees 50 lakh, firm income is rupees 3 lakhs before emission to partners, whether tax audit is to be done or not as per the firm income is below 8% of the turnover below. Okay, sir. You have a query. Great. Suresh ji, let's see over here only what reply it is giving to us. Okay. Why to apply my own mind? I have just posted with the query over here. It is telling me about the 44 AD review, presenting income in a regional mode. The firm's income before its partner is rupees 3 lakh, which is 6% of the turnover. Since the income is below 8% of the turnover, it does not meet the presumptive income threshold under section 44 AD. If the income is declared under 44 AD, but the actual income is below 8% of the turnover, and taxpayer want to declare that lower income and tax is mandatory under section so and so of the Income Tax Act, this means that even though the firm's income is below 8% of the turnover before emission to partners and the total turnover is under rupees 2 crores, a tax audit is required if the firm does not opt for the presumptive taxation scheme or it chooses to declare a lower income than the presumptive rate. Now, given that the firm's income is only 8% of the turnover and below the 8% threshold, and if the firm is not opting from the presumptive taxation, a tax audit is mandatory for so and so. Clear, sir? Hope it is going to help you on that part. Great, Suresh ji. Moving further on that part, friends, one or two few things I want to mention.
Samirji, there are few more queries if you can simultaneously take with us.
Yes, ma'am, it is in the Q&A only.
In the Q&A, I'm just loading it.
Yes, ma'am, please mention now so that I can.
What about data privacy if the data is protected by the client?
Ma'am, as I have informed that if it is a paid version, there will be data privacy of that thing because some features are not available in CHGPT, but that will be available in the paid version where it can be helpful to us.
Okay.
And that can be done with that thing. I always prefer in cyber crime, which even I am a lecturer in that it is always said if something is free, you are the product. In CHGPT already ICI have paid to the chat GPT team. It is not so they haven't paid, but the features is about the knowledge of a person, not about the preparing all the things. You want to prepare the things, you want to take the proper GPT, what as per my belief and my knowledge on this.
Right. The next is, does CHGPT take into consideration the amendments in direct taxes?
Yes, I have told it is taking consideration. If it is a paid version, obviously it is taking consideration for the updates versions, but it takes some time. For example, let me ask about the update version. About there is a clause in this budget that after 1st September 2024, any cases which is before AY 1819 which will not be opened by the income tax authority. Am I clear, ma'am? Let us
Right.
check whether it is going to use it or not.
Hmm.
Let's check. There is some provision in last budget for non-opening of cases before AY 2018-19. Then, can you please guide and the effective date? We are just asking them only. Why should we even ask him for the date, whether it is updating or not?
Meanwhile, I'll put one more question.
Hmm?
I would put one more question to you.
Yes.
Yeah, please explain. If it's uploaded, then we can go ahead with that.
Yes, it has shown that thing. And if I'm making it much more specific with that questions, that with if I'm asking for amendment in the budget of 2024 and its effective date is 1 September 24. Can you please guide me on the same? Main thing is that how you put a questions, because if your question is not proper, the reply will not be given properly. Please note everyone. Now it has started to give me the proper reply with that. Union Budget 24 introduced a provision that restricts the reopening of cases for AY 2018 and 9. Earlier, the amendment is effective from 1st September 24. Cases for AY and under cannot be reopened, thus providing finality to hold tax assessments and reducing litigations. Now, this is the thing, man. It has an update, but we have to ask a proper questions from this tool, I would say.
Right.
Anything more, ma'am? We have
Please
got some,
continue with presentation. We will take other questions in the last.
ma'am. Last question is there here of a Jigisa Lakhani, ma'am. Possible to have report on audit trail. Okay. Let's mention over here so that we can start with the presentation for more 10 minutes. I want to put a comment for audit trail for some listed company, for private limited company which has not maintained audit trail throughout the year. Please prepare comment for the same. Just putting it here. It is going to help us or not. Let's check. It is guiding me how I can check the things, how what I can mention, everything it is provide me. But what thing I want to keep, what thing I have to remove, how to check that. Clear? Moving further with the presentation, ma'am. Hope the presentation is visible to all now.
Yes.
Great, ma'am. Now moving quite faster now. It's already 5-7 for all. To which we have already checked, friends. There's another software that is called a Alteryx Designer Cloud, which works on a designer cloud auto insights and machine learning for things. Even this is there in the platform offers this CMP benefits of for the members, where it's a powerful web-based data analytics tool that enables tax auditors to automate data preparations, perform advanced data analytics, and generate insights in real time. How? Its intuitive interface allows for effective handling of large data sets, making it an ideal solution for streamlining the tax audit process for a client. How we can use this? Start installation process, log into Alteryx account, download installer, run the same configure settings and complete installations. When we install this thing, ma'am, they ask you for the purpose of that. If you are doing this, they will ask you for a demo. They will provide you a demo in 1 or 2 days only, and which is going to help people on that. As well as they have even the same thing, they are helping risk assessment scoring for a client, predictive analysis, and automated data analysis for any companies we want. What about the automation and error reduction here? You will find that it is enabling faster. We can see that we have given at least 40 to 50 command to chat GPT right now. It has given all the reply. We have seen that from Suvit, we have asked for various types of reconciliation, various types of data. It provided in a faster part. More accurate data analysis we are getting, even reducing the human errors and ensuring a compliance for us. Even it allows the auditor like us to focus on higher level tasks, enhancing efficiency and uncovering insights. Let's say I don't know about the negative balance in that Nikhil Patel account, in that firm, in balance sheet, but it has focused me, means दया कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, वो वाला पॉइंट मुझे रेड फ्लैग से मालूम पड़ सकता है दोस्तों. Error detection, it helps me in making, if I'm making any error, it helps to detect that thing. So my inconsistencies, anomalies will reduce on that part. Start AI process, error detected. If no, end process. If yes, analyze the error, trigger automation. If yes, apply automated fix. If not, log error, notify the user for that. And then this is the whole AI process, which how it works on that part, friends. Predictive analysis for tax planning, if I'm talking on, it is for tax planning, uses data analysis and machine learning to forecast tax liability for any client. Identify, someone have asked us about that 3 lakh rupees. Remuneration is 3 lakh rupees and amount is 50 lakh. Let's say if I ask the chat GPT that my client want to effective plan for the whole year, if I'm having a revenue of 50 lakh rupees, how I can save my tax on that, prepare tax planning for me. It is going to help me on that part. It is going to provide me ethical part on that thing. Even I can ask that compare 2 years balance sheet for me, for any client, and put that data in that. It will compare and give me the analysis on that. Even we use the same for our forensic audit part also many times, friends. How it helps for the purpose of compliance, where ensure adherence to tax regulations, predict regulatory changes, if any, decision support means real-time tax impact analysis, strategic tax planning for any client, data collections, economic indicators, industry trends, historical tax data, they will help. Risk assessment means forecast tax implications of business decisions, identify potential tax liabilities, tax optimization, as we have discussed, cost benefit analysis or the tax strategies, they will help, and even a scenario analysis they are going to help. So on these all the 5 parts, we will get help with the use of AI in our audit purpose and other things, friends. What are the challenges? Most important thing, because all the things have a two side, pro and cons. And this is a kind of a AK-47, friends. Please note, if it is not handled with care, you are going to make an impact in your life. Please note, because this is the most important thing I always used to suggest to people, that if it is not used properly, पक्का आपको मुश्किल होगी. Talking on that, friends, this is the way we are looking at. This is AI and it is an auditor. Many people, many auditor told me that, sir, this is only fake, it is of no use, please do not use that. पर हमें पता होना चाहिए, we should know कि हमें कितना percentage use करना है. It is not going to prepare the whole report for us, but वो मालूम होना चाहिए. Was maybe possible it has a high initial cost in the starting. जैसे PwC, EY जैसी company, Big Fours, they have developed their AI by their own only. So they have implemented high amount of cost in that. Someone have told about the data privacy risk. Yes, if it is free, there can be a data privacy risk. Dependence on a technology, and integration challenge can be there on that part. As we have discussed on this part, friends, on this, what are the implementation strategies? It focus on infrastructure enhancement. It can be cloud-based. If I'm talking about Suvid, it is a cloud-based only. ChatGPT is a cloud-based only. Scalable IT systems, you need a proper IT system of your company. Data quality management with data integration, data cleanser, AI in tax audit में algorithm transparency should be there, means it has a audit trails, explainable AI. If I ask my chat GPT कि मैंने उस समय क्या देखा था, it can guide me. अगर किसी ने delete नहीं किया audit trail तो मालूम पड़ता है क्या था क्या नहीं. Regulatory compliance is there. It adheres to a tax laws, ethical AI usage, skill development, continuous learning होता है and training for auditors. मगर इतना लिख दो उसमें friends कि I want to give training to my audit team. Please prepare the points I want to discuss with them. It will prepare for you that even that part, friends. Friends, your feedback matters to us a lot. You can scan this and you can give a feedback. Till then, I'm just looking at the any query, ma'am.
We have the queries. As the query from Rauli is how this tool help a person in industry. I feel the entire session is for auditor. What benefits how this tool can be used for an auditing?
Everything has been explained over here. Again, explaining, friends, that audit is a purview of an auditor that we are doing. But we know that audit is not done only by an auditor, means a chartered accountant who is signing the report, but we take assistance from our interns, from our paid staff, and other team members. The same way you can consider this as a person with whom we are taking an assistance. So it can be useful to you on that part, friends. If you think that everything will be done by AI, that is not possible. We have to give them a command. It is a garbage in, garbage out system. I have shown you how to plan for the audit reports, how to start with the audit, how to make a sample with that, how to check the all the formats of the report, how to make the compliance effective, how to make a sampling. So all these points have been discussed. How we can easily prepare the tax audit report format on that part. All these things have been discussed here. That what I believe. Anything has been missed, you can ask me, friends.
Yeah, you can just
Yes, madam.
see the questions which are in the chat box. There's one question with respect to Suit. 1 minute.
Beta version cost 10,000 for CA, SEO AI having travel ICICMB 50,000 for CAs. Yes, the same thing. I have used the softwares which are on the CMP benefits website only. I haven't used any outside softwares, to be frank. And they are paid versions where it has a 10,000 for CAs and 50,000 for CAs on that thing. But friends, if we are talking on this thing, let's say by paying a 50,000 for the year, if you're getting a good audit tools, it can be helpful for us.
Okay. Thank you. Ratnji is writing that it's a very good session, overall analysis and practical insights on AI tools. Thank you, sir. We keep organizing the session. Samiji, can you please stop sharing the screen?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes.
This questions. Yeah,
Yes.
please. You can. There's one question that which software is used for preparation of this presentation? As you have mentioned that you have used AI. To which AI software, sir, you have used?
Ma'am, there's a use of three things: Canva, ChatGPT for images, and even a PPT. All these three things my team is using. Because I don't know how to prepare this properly, but thanks to many people in team like Harjan is there and many more people are there who helps me in my team to use all these presentation properly.
Okay. Okay, great. And Canva, PPT, and AI tools, all three are.
Yes. Yes. ChatGPT helps a lot for us to making some presentations, some things on that.
Okay. I'll quickly just going through all the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So with AI's GST Reco is beta version, cost 10,000 for CAs. Assure AI having tie-up with ICAI CMP 50,000 for CAs, only for information.
Someone have put the mention.
Yeah, this
There's only nothing
information is
else.
from Girish Ji. Thank you, Girish Ji, for this information. There's one question with respect to the using 43BH. 1 minute. Yeah, does it help in section 43BH MSME 45 days payment rule? AI.
It is going to help you only to describe that thing, but if you're using any tool specific, that is we have discussed about the SEO software, that can be useful. If person is using that SEO software, it may helpful to on that part. Else it is hard, ma'am, that you will get all the things. Because that payment rule, what is the rules on that part, it is going to assist you on that. If you're putting the data of your company on that part, then it will helpful to you, because AI never take all the things from the MSME sector, that who are the registered person or not. Till that time, government have not approved them. For example, if I'm talking about GST data, if all the companies like Tally and other companies who have approval from the GST domain to take their data, that can be helpful to them. Else it is not going to helpful. So specific softwares are there which may be helpful to them, but specific GPT ICI cannot help on that part.
Okay, thank you. We have also shared the community link. We'll share again. Please join that community to get the recording of this video so that you can refer it further. And thank you, Samiji, for wonderful presentation. And we are coming up with our next session on 2nd of September, a very interesting session on audit. And we will share all the details about that upcoming 2nd September program in our community. So stay attached with us. And now I request Sridhar ji to please give vote of thanks. All the questions are taken up and I request the participants to please give their valuable feedback for the efforts of our speaker.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to thank on behalf of all the associations and GyaanStation to my friend C.S. Amir Chaudhary. He has worked very hard for preparing this session from the stretch. And another thing I want to add that AI is still into a phase where you have to ask right question. It cannot understand on its own that it's a question, right question or wrong question. So based on your inputs, you create a model, you try and test, and it will give you better and better result each and every time. You have to even train it. So ICI has done a tremendous job in training the ChatGPT, how it can provide those details. But yes, more for an education purpose rather than going for the actual works. Another thing I want to add is that we need to keep experimenting with all these things very frequently. Then and then only we'll be able to understand. That could be question and answer session which can run for number of hours, and that there might not be end. But yes, and the second thing we need to understand that we need to rely upon our guts and also on our knowledge also, because as we can see from Samirji attempted his best, but at times ChatGPT can deny to give answer. So that can also be possible so many times. So yes, we need to understand there are limitations, but yes, we need to use that, because when people are saying that AI will push you out of this system or push you out of the practice or push you out of some sort of profession or job, it is not the case. In my opinion, you need to learn the art to master the AI. If you master the AI, then you can use AI to your assistance and you can have better result output. Thank you everyone for joining such a webinar, and we will keep coming with relevant webinars very soon. In upcoming month, there would be number of seminars which would be useful to people on tax audits and trust and everything. So stay tuned and please subscribe the channel of GyaanStation. Also follow our social media handles so that you can come to know about all the updates, whether you are part of this community or not. So thank you, and thank you Samir bhai for such a wonderful session.
Thank you, Sridhar.